morning, and how is everybody doing this fine Christmas week? I can't believe it's Christmas already. I keep thinking, I mean, I've known, obviously, but I keep suddenly realising Christmas Eve is going to be in a couple of days. Love Christmas, absolutely love it. So very excited for all the stuff that goes on with the kids, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I wanted to jump on because obviously now I'm getting very excited about Skye and Creetown, because I've already started to get together all my spices, all the things that I'm going to need for making you delicious and nutritious food. And my clothes, what am I going to need? All my Get High and Skye sweatshirts and t-shirts. So yeah,
Suddenly realised
let me just get
Eve is going to be
yeah. So what I wanted to, I've not been banging on about the energy spa so much this year. It's a time thing, isn't it? There's been so many incredible things going on that I just, I'm a one-man band in terms of lives. So it's a time situation. Anyway, the energy spa in Skye and Creetown. What is it and what does it mean? So for those of you who already follow me, you will know and understand about the biotherapies that we already have at Heal Scotland. And also, having spent 2 weeks up in the Health Hub Quarriers, I've been so excited about what I'm seeing there, not just with my clients, but with the Health Hub clients, and also Jonathan's pretty intense experience over 3.5 years of seeing the results that people can get with oxygen, PEMF, and red light in various different ways. And he is running the three together in a protocol that's called the Superhuman Protocol. And it's really dramatically helping people. You never want to over-egg it, because we know that not everybody gets the same results. And as somebody once said to me, "Are you giving people false hope?" And I was like, is false hope even a thing? Because we understand that when we believe in something, it's the placebo effect. It's more powerful than any drug. But of course, the biggest problem is if you've been given a very negative story around your energy system, that believing that you can have any impact on it, especially when you have young kids and you just want to stay alive. And it's very difficult to believe that you can, because what we do with our goals is we go, well, this is a huge goal, so it'd be very unlikely that I'll get it. And this is a huge issue I need to let go of, so it's very unlikely I'll be able to let go of it. But when we actually start to come back to it's all just energy, then it changes absolutely everything. And this is really a very an outline of what we look like at this energetic level. And this is really what the energy spa is about. So we have, and most people will be watching this will already know this, the body has an electromagnetic side. We call it the metaphysical, outside the physical, but also inside the physical. Energy runs through and all around our bodies. Colour, light, and sound. And this is what energy medicine's around, we work on the metaphysical that runs through the body, that's invisible and is really ignored in the allopathic model, which focuses very much on the chemistry and the biology. So when you look at this, your body as this energy system with these energy centers running through the middle, from your root, sacrum, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, all different colours, all a different key. And you understand that these waves, I'll take that off just now. The waves that come from the biotherapies are different shapes and they go through the body. I like to talk about far infrared first, because we know you can go back and watch my podcast with Jonathan, who really is the expert on what these therapies do to the physical body, and how the far infrared penetrates. And we know this about sunlight, it goes through the body and comes out the other side. That probably sounds pretty crazy if you do not understand the energetic side of the body. You're like, well, how can it go through? This feels and looks solid. How can anything get through? But when we're talking about energy medicine, we're working on the energy, not the physical. And the energy goes through the body. Let's put this back up again. So take acupuncture, for example. It works in the meridian system. And the meridian system, the meridians run from the feet right up through the body, through the organs, into the head and the face. And we can tap on the meridian system and impact it. Needles can actually allow the flow of energy, because we're always talking about the flow of energy through the body. When we focus, for example, on the heart, we can bring and change our state, and that energy vibrates out through every cell in the body. And when we introduce something like sound, for instance, the sound can come in through the ears, the skin can feel it, the light can come in through the eyes, the skin can also read this, and the energy goes through the body, and it affects the physical organs. Now, this is a very different way. I mean, I know a lot of people that follow me will know all this stuff, but this is what we're talking about. So if there is any blockages in your energy system physically, for example, say you've got a clogged up liver, which we might have. It might be even more clogged up after New Year. So say that the liver is here and it's affected by the energies in the center. So we've got the colour, we've got the key, so has it been affected by what we're putting in through our mouth that's coming through the digestive system? Is it been affected by what we're feeling and drawing in through the energy center? Is it affected by genetics, how we were born? Is it affected by other humans who also, we all have this energy field around us? What we do understand as well is that our cells will eventually start to mimic each other. So see, here's your best friend over here, and it doesn't matter whether your best friend's right beside you. This might be a bit of a quantum leap for you, or in Australia, or wherever you are on the other side of the world. These cells will still mimic each other. This is really, really important to know, right? Because you know how they say that your wealth will be the average of your 7 closest friends. So if your wealth is that connected to each other, what about your health? And what about the kind of relationships that we're in? So look around you at your family, the people you hang out with. Are you staying stuck, or are you really flowing free? Because we're all encouraged, gently or otherwise, get my love tuner out, by each other. And you've probably noticed if somebody's a gossip and they start being really poisonous and negative about somebody else, you can find yourself joining in. So we need to be very, very mindful about who we're cellularly hanging out with, especially if you're trying to heal. Now, it's very, very tempting to moan and groan and be with the people that like to moan and groan too, because I do like a good moan and groan myself about the government, about big pharma, about the economy, about the price of electricity. I like to have a good wee complaint about that. But also I understand and I catch myself and I'm like, oh, my cells are listening, and all they don't know she's complaining about electricity. All they hear is there's a problem. give her some adrenaline, give her some cortisol, start to contract the cells, start to displace the blood. I don't need that for what I'm complaining about. The cost of butter, the cost of food, the cost of electricity. I'm not running anywhere. So when you start to realise the complain, blame, shame is having an impact cellularly on your, right, so the cells start to contract, the brain starts to change its shape because the body only thinks faith or fear. That's all. It doesn't know it's about electricity, doesn't know it's about the government, the big pharma, big karma, doesn't know. All it knows is she needs to change state. But do I? Am I really needing to change this beautiful, colourful, metaphysical being that I am to complain about the government? Now, can I state my beliefs and my feelings around the government without influencing this energy system? Good morning, Paul. How you doing? Without influencing this energy system. Because what happens when I start to complain and I start to feel stressed, I'm going to be drawing energy in through the solar plexus, probably, or through the sacrum. And what's that going to affect? Oh yes, my digestive system. And then I'm talking negatively about other humans, right? Through my throat center. The brain starts to change. The frontal lobe starts to close down. Blood starts to get put to my arms and my legs. And before you know it, nothing's happened. And I have completely changed the metaphysics. So, not helpful for my long-term health, is it? I mean, that's obvious. So, biotherapies, how do the biotherapies help this? Now, let's talk about the full range of emotions. And it's Sedona method we talk about from peace to apathy. That's the scale. So we're down here in apathy and we're letting go and letting go and letting go and letting go until we come out of contraction into courage, acceptance, and peace. And when we do that, the energy can flow through the body uninhibited. I've got to bring the fascia into this, obviously, as it's my new all-round obsession. The fascia, that phenomenal crystalline plasma that information is carried 6 times faster than the vagus nerve. The fascia holding this whole thing together, communicating through to the field. This is the field. This is your field, your internal environment, your external environment. So the fascia, things can travel through because you can literally get yourself in a knot. And we know that you could just, get yourself in a knot with grief, because there's been a lot of grief the last few years, betrayal, abandonment, loss, whatever it is. And you just get yourself in a knot in here and suddenly your shoulders are sore, your hips, you're not walking the same. Or it could take years and years and years for that to manifest. Because what we're doing today is affecting our health in the future. Because we know we start a healthy diet today, we start a healthy exercise regime, which could be Tai Chi, Qigong, mindfulness, meditation. We start that practice today. The longer term benefits are not going to be noticed. I mean, you maybe notice them in a week, but it maybe take months and maybe even years for you to sort all the mess we've made. It's certainly somebody like me that's been at this for 65 years. So the biotherapies. So let me show you one that I have here that's from the Health Hub. Really super interesting. I'll put it on. And you can see. So there's a mat you can lie on to get the full it's pulsed electromagnetic frequencies. Now what I can do with this, Sinus issues I've always had, related to the gut, thanks to the dentist and all the antibiotics I had when I was a kid. But I can now, my sinuses aren't a problem, they're not painful, but when I put this over my head, it's not sore, don't worry. I'm not going to electrocute my good old cells. Right, so I can't really feel very much, but when I turn this way, now I can feel, oh, that's not flowing through my head. There's a wee bit of resistance in there. I can put that right on my head. If you're not meant to do this, but just do it for demonstration purposes. So now I can feel. Yeah, okay. So I just keep this. Now, this isn't painful for me at all, but I'm just aware. And I can start to feel the mucus, it's pretty disgusting, I know, sorry, being released. Now, this is obviously helping to relieve a symptom. It's also telling me that my sinus, you can probably hear it a wee bit, I can feel it in there. Much as it's not painful and there's certainly not an infection that's bothering me right now. So what does this say to me as a healer and a therapist? It says, right, my gut is probably needing some more attention. I mean, any 65-year-old gut usually does. I was listening to Darryl Wolfe as well yesterday, and he was talking about any lower back pain is to do with the bowel. So is there a gut bacteria issue there? Also, what you don't need to watch me doing that. Let me put that off again. Also, I'd be thinking that area, we'll go back to here, this area around the sacral centre and the root can be to do with your feelings of safety, familial stuff, sexual relationships, familial stuff. There's a whole load of information that's been held in this area of the body. And obviously we use, and we will be using, talk therapies at the Pop-Up Healing Centre. Our mission and passion is to teach you how to fish, to teach you. We can give you some fish until you can learn, but you need to learn how magnificent your energy system is. And in these lower energy centres here, I can address that with herbs, with nutrition, with fasting, with EFT, with letting go, with family constellations. I can address it with all these different things. How do you know that if you don't know it? So what we're going to be looking at, that's one of the PMF machines that we're going to have that Jonathan's very kindly lent me. So I'm going to have that in Skye, and we're going to be able to use it for people. And if you've got any pain anywhere, it can help highlight where there's inflammation, and it can just help us, along with other biotherapies, to identify areas that need attention. Now, let's talk about symptoms via root cause. And there's a lot of chat about don't address the symptoms, that's not the root cause. Well, if you're in pain, or if you're having a massive allergic reaction, you want your symptoms addressed as well. That doesn't mean to say that you're not going to go and look at the root cause. Of course you are. So let's take allergies as an example. When I was in Ecuador 5 years ago, I had a horrific hay fever that I've never experienced in my life. My nose just ran it just started dripping and running like a river. I just had to hold the tissue there. I was sneezing, my head, my sinuses, it was agony. I couldn't sleep. It was awful. Was I caring about the root cause? Nope. There was a shaman there. She covered me in leaves and all sorts of different stuff. It made no difference. I went into the village and I got an antihistamine, and within 2 hours, the symptoms had massively reduced. I was very, very grateful to get out away from these symptoms. And it's the same with pain. If you're in pain and your pain's up at 8, 9 or 10, you want the pain away. You're not caring about the root cause at that stage. But that doesn't mean to say you don't look at it. So can the biotherapies help? Let's look again at that. So say the symptoms are in the, I don't have a headache right now. There is, if I'm very, very mindful, I can feel maybe a slight sensations around here, but it's not an issue for me right now. But I know that the root cause is in here. But will I not give the body a wee hand in releasing the mucus? Yes. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. So my point is, sometimes you want to address the symptoms as well. And if you believe that you don't, it's because you've never had severe symptoms. So achy joints, symptom. So what can happen in these joints? What's going on there? Is there heavy metals in here? Is there a leaky gut? Is it what's happening? Why is this pain showing up in my hips, my knees maybe, my ankles, my shoulders and neck? Is it because of what's going on in there? Let's take fibromyalgia as an example. A lot of body aches and pains. We would say, certainly from my perspective, straight away you would go to the gut, but also into the emotions, because your body holds the score. And if you've been through a lot of emotional stuff and your body feels heavy, heavy, heavy. I've got a friend in Australia and all she doesn't even look at nutrition. She just looks at the emotional root cause. And if you look at Roger Hamer's work, it's all about the emotions. They believe that everything starts with an emotional root cause. I agree with that to a degree, but also we can address it on all these different levels. So with the biotherapies, red light, it's a wave that goes through the body. And up at the Health Hub, we have the full bed, so you can lie and have your entire energy system affected. At the hub, at the heal-in, we will just have a panel. But we're going to be able to put red light through the body. That's really going to help knock toxicity out and help put life into the body. We're literally charging up. We won't have oxygen, not the way we have at the hub there, but we will have trees and we will obviously have breath work. There's other ways to oxygenate the body, and we will be making sure that the body is filled with oxygen. Getting down by the river with these positive and negative ions. Skye is such a powerful island. The energy that comes from being beside the rivers, just breathing in there. We won't have the tech, the biotherapy tech, but we will have nature. And then the PEMF. So we have the one I've just showed you. We also have the AMP coil, which works on specific organs. We set it to different frequencies depending on what your body needs. So you could argue that we're treating symptoms, which to some degree we are. Very often we see with the PEMF that pain becomes released and relieved very quickly. But we would also be looking at a Scotland's Wild Medicine prescription as to what you do at home to maintain your results. Because what we want to do is recharge the batteries and send you home with the information on how to do it yourself. Because ultimately, there's a time and there's a financial cost to everything that we're doing right now. And we're aware of that. And in today's crazy times, what we want to do up at the Health Hub is bring people in from all over the country, teach them and show them how to do this, and then get them set up in all the communities all around the country. Because this is going to bring hope to people that have probably been in a state of despair for quite some time. If anybody's got any questions, please feel free to pop them in the box and I will do my level best to answer them. So what would it look like? Obviously going to the hub where we have the state-of-the-art equipment there. There's a soft shell H-bot, there's a full body Theralite. There's also laser red light and shower red lights. There's e-walk, which is the oxygen that you get your pulse rate up and then you walk for 10 minutes with the oxygen. So it's very cost effective and time effective, because this isn't just for people that are sick, although that's really where my area of interest is, that it's prevention. I think most of us are feeling that our battery's never really fully charged. It'd be quite nice to get it up from maybe even 80% right up to 100 so that you're buzzing on life, so that we've got the energy to do what we need to do. So we know that disease can't live in an oxygen-rich environment. And we know, so we've got oxygen, we've got red light, which is one of the rays of the sun that doesn't tan you. At the hub, there's also UVB, which is another powerful vitamin D maker. Now, I lived in the sun. I saw firsthand the power of the doctor in the sky. Now, I'm not saying go out and lie in direct sunlight all day. This is about light. You can be under the shade and still getting the light in through your eyes. And watch the documentary, Eat the Sun. I used to go from Malta to here. I tell you, I would eat half the food in Malta and completely different food. I can be raw easily because I'm getting so much energy from the sun and I'm constantly warm. Here, it's like I'm using all this energy, having to eat a lot more food. I eat like a horse, and to keep my energy up, to keep my weight up, because as you get older, and I don't like being too thin, I just look like an old haggard old lady. I like to look stronger and healthier. I've always been into fitness. So I know firsthand the difference between living in a hot, sunny country where you're outside all the time. This is not about lying sunbathing. This is about being in natural light. And at this time of the year, it can be quite challenging to get a lot of natural light, because also it's not really that enticing to go out in the weather here, is it? So the biotherapy is literally different shapes of waves. That PEMF machine is a square wave that can literally go up into infinity. The red light is a sine wave. Jonathan might correct me in this, but literally we're talking about waves. Let me let you hear the sound waves that we're also going to be using in the biotherapies in Skye. Because what we can do from a voice print, which is reading the frequencies of your voice, and we're really starting to understand the incredible power of our voice for healing. I'm doing a course with the incredible Dr. Catherine Clinton right now, blowing my mind about the power of sound. So let me just let you hear. So how that comes in, there's a frequency that the skin's picking up, comes in through the ears and affects your entire energy system. You get the idea. That's nice. So this is a very, very different way to look at the body. The sound, and all these devices do, all these biotherapies do, is they mimic nature. And we can now really assist the body. And what we see is that sometimes you just give the body a little bit of extra energy and the healing happens. Because if you imagine, I just always think of it like scales. Let me get that out of the way. Like scales. So there's another straw and another straw and another straw and another straw and another straw, and it can be emotional, it can be physical, it can be you're busy, you're stressed, all the different things that life, the curveballs that life throws at you. Maybe you're not well, maybe it's your parents, your grandkids, and before you know it, your health is away down here simply by the weight of life on your immune system. So what we're doing is we're taking some of the straws, another straw, and that straw can be anything. And this is why, so say you take herbs, for example, and suddenly you think, oh, I feel better. Some people, they might use EFT and they think, I feel better. And some people fast and they think, well, I feel better. So then they start going on about fasting. They start going on about the thing that made them feel better. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. And this is the other thing. It's not a competition. You even hear the competition about what kind of oxygen. My oxygen's the best oxygen. And no. If it helps people, it helps people. Go towards the thing that makes sense to you. And when we can take enough straws off your immune system back, the body will get the energy to heal itself. And this is what these biotherapies do. We're assisting the body. We're going, here's a little bit of help for your kidneys. Yes, it might be treating the symptoms right now. So what? It's going to help. And then the more straws that we take off the camel's back, then the more power that comes in to your body, the more light, the more energy. And before you know it, you start to feel better. And when I was talking to Kathleen from ProTherapy Scotland, she was talking about the oxygen. I don't know if you've seen that podcast. It was brilliant. Kathleen talking about the wee boy with autism. And I mean, it's just like, it's so amazing to see people that previously didn't have hope with drugs and surgery get so much relief with these biotherapies. It really is. It's just incredibly exciting. And what Kathleen was saying was how your mood lifts. Because, if you've been chronically sick for a long, long time, it's very difficult to be happy and chirpy and you just think, is this the way I'm going to feel for the rest of my life? Is there, my brother, as you know, was very badly vaccine damaged, and he did a thing which is actually quite intelligent. He thought, I'll just stay in the house and look after myself for a bit, and with a bit of time, the body will resolve the issues. And that's been nearly 5 years, and he's still unwell. And for me, this is the first time I've had real hope. Can we get him into these biotherapies and just give his body enough energy? It's hope, right? And that's what we all need. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee who's going to get the results and what results we're going to get. And yes, there is a cost, especially if we come to the hub, because this right now, this equipment is very expensive. But we are looking at ways to get these biotherapies into your communities. We're looking at financial ways to assist you to come if you desire. Not everybody's going to be drawn here because not everybody sees the body like this. Not everybody understands the incredible intelligence within each one of us because we've been terrified by you've got this long to live. Oh, it's incurable. Oh, it's terminal. No, it's not. It might not be. Your body is communicating. It might be way out of balance. It might just be a tiny bit out of balance. And in a few weeks, you can feel like a different person. But you don't know, you don't understand. And what happens is nobody bothers about this stuff until it happens to them or somebody very close to them. And that's the Heal Scotland mission, is to educate you before it happens. And when we're looking at being able to let's take cancer as an example, and also all the autoimmunes that they say is incurable, that's not true either. So if you've been told you're incurable or terminal and you're like that, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You want to try. You want to come around people that understand there are hundreds of thousands of people now defying the odds and taking matters into their own hands. And that is a very, very personal choice. You can go into the system and try this stuff afterwards. Some people are just going, no, I don't want that. I'm going here. There has to be a choice. And that right up all the people that I've walked to the gate, there has been no choice unless you've got a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money, tens of thousands of pounds to go away to somewhere that knows how to deal with a body that has a lot of malignancy. Most of us don't have that. So we're talking about choice here, that you can start to stay well. Also, if you're an athlete, you can start to get better performance, speedier recoveries. And if you are unfortunate enough or somebody you love has been diagnosed incurable or terminal, why would you not try? Read Kelly Turner's book, Radical Remissions. The people that were told they were going to die but didn't. And all the different things that they did. And here's the thing. There is absolutely no one size fits all, and you can say that over and over again, but everybody who has defied the odds has done it slightly differently. And that's what's confusing. You go online and they say, do coffee enemas. Oh, don't do coffee enemas. They're really dangerous. Fenbazidol, ivermectin. Oh, no, that's really dangerous. It's like, ah! So that's why we need a place for people to come and discuss the options. Talk to the people who are maybe a wee bit braver than you. And that's okay to admit that. You're scared and you're stalled into inaction because you really do not want to cause any more harm to your beautiful body. We're getting people together, the people that are defying the odds, the people that are walking the road less travelled, the people that are doing all the things that there's quite incredible data coming out around the parasites and deworming situation. Who's doing it? Who's done it? And who can you follow? Who can you trust with your life? Because that's what it can come down to. And how we can give back, share stories, share ideas. And please join our community if you can. It's £5 a month. It's £1.20 a week, where we discuss all these things, where we're going to be putting people into groups to support and look after each other. Where up in Quarriers, we're going to be running community events and bringing people together who have decided to walk the road less travelled. And if you've had treatment, how you want to stay well and what you can do maybe to detox some of the toxicity from the treatments, all of that and more. Every one of us wants to stay well. Every single one of us wants the best for our family. And we're starting to go, well, maybe there are other things that we can do, because there is. And it's exciting and it does no harm. And even for me, that remember last year I had pneumonia and food poisoning, and I'm sure that's not uncommon. It's not life-threatening, but it's certainly whacked my immune system. As you get older, you've been carrying a lot more of life around. My aunt was saying to me, why are you what's wrong with you? Why are you putting that in your bag? And I said, I'm treating these very minor symptoms that, rather than waiting until it develops into something that could be very debilitating, starting to really listen to my body, which I've never done in my life, and starting to really look at these minor symptoms. What's that? What's that? That's saying about my gut. That's saying about my gut. Because an awful lot of it comes back to the gut. But it's not just about what you're eating. It's about how you're feeling and how stressed you are. And so many people are stressed now because the world's gone mental. And there's a lot. If you keep looking out there and listening to the BBC, it's like, and now they're talking about, I'm not even going to talk about what they're talking about. All of that stuff that sets off that response in this phenomenal energy system. Because this here, the mind, which is not just contained in there, the body mind, how do you stay in the heart and in peace? I mean, I just love this thing. It just puts me into state, so that any incoming energy that I was thinking about attracting in that could affect my organs and my cells is just sent back out to the field. Every cell in the body starts to expand. The yellow-green energy center that is the heart opens with complete trust and faith. The cells expand and the energy can flow. Because even when I receive biotherapies, I can affect. It's the art of gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. When you're grateful for the biotherapies, grateful for whatever, find something. Sometimes you have to dig a wee bit deep. Grateful for the family you have this Christmas, and grateful for the people that have had in your life. Because when you get older, I heard my aunt's friend saying that she'd scored 5 people off her Christmas card list. One of these days, we are going to be off the Christmas card list because we're going to be in the energy system, in the ether, in the metaphysical side. But until then, what can we do? Why did we come here? What is this about, this interconnection with this field? And how can that affect, excuse me, how we feel and ultimately our health? And trust, faith heals. That's the conclusion I've come to. And how can you stay in faith? And faith in other humans, including me. I'm learning every day. I mean, we have to tune in to what the innate intelligence inside us. It's the only way we can really ever be sure. This is, in this moment, this is what I need. This is what I feel. Because our emotional guidance system, much as many of our feelings lie to us because they're from the past, and all the hooks and attachments that we have there, once we start to learn to let go, release other people's points of view, release the fear, release all wanting to control, release all urge for security, release all desire for approval, and release all belief that we're separate. When we can let go of all of that, we can then tune in to the divine, to the field, to God, whatever word you want to call it. To me, it's all the same thing. That's where we will get the truth, the information, what right is right for us. And I can help guide you there, but I can't do it. Only you can feel it. And only you can make decisions that may seem odd to the apparent others. And that's a good thing. So if you can come and join us in Skye, we've still got a few places left. Myself, Gary Young, mindfulness expert, Kaz Conville from Elevation Soul Sanctuary, a full week. Give yourselves time. I've got Wild Energy for the first week. The energy spa is going to be there throughout the entire month. Very, very excited to get back there. I absolutely loved it and felt very, very at home there. Did actually consider relocating there, but it's so far away from everywhere, from my grandchildren. So, and then of course the health club came into my awareness, and I'm very, very excited to move up there in April and to be able to work with people one-to-one and groups and get this health trajectory turned round for those of you who are ready to expand and take action. I'm going to be there from the 5th till the 11th of January. I've got a few spaces left if anybody wants to book in for a Quest 9 or for a health consultation, and if anybody wants to book in for any of the biotherapies. I am very, very excited about what's happening. And also in our location of Argyll, Tarbert Holiday Park, oh my God, their new facility. It's jaw-dropping. And they have a far infrared sauna and a huge, beautiful, big Nordic sauna there. Research far infrared, and get yourselves into that far infrared sauna. Bathe in there. And it's just the power of it. And there's a beautiful one down there. They've just got it amazing in the big sauna. Sweating is the best way to get the toxins out of the body. And it's really, really pleasant and enjoyable. They've got 2 cold tubs. They've got the river right there. Absolutely. And you imagine how this energy system feels when it connects into these amazing biotherapies that mimic nature, how delighted the body is that you're outside in nature with the trees, with the rivers, with the sea, the aromas, the smells, the phytoncides, all of that. Oh, I didn't realise I had all that going on there. What else have we got? Yeah, looking at the keys, the sound, isn't it? Getting more light. Look, into the body. Yeah, so that's all from me. Join us in Skye. Join us up at the Health Hub. It's a new frontier for medicine, energy medicine. It's super exciting, and the worst thing that can happen is nothing. And we're looking at ways to help people afford and to be able to come and experience it and get your energy levels up and get your hope up. Because without hope, what even is the point in being here? And we have shocking stats in Scotland, and we, the people, can change that. Because I don't know if you've noticed, we're not waiting on the government or Big Pharma any longer. We, the people, have to be the change we want to see in this world. And there's phenomenal stuff happening all over our country. And if I'm not talking about a phenomenal facility, please let me know. That's what we do at Heal Scotland. We want to promote everybody who's doing such incredible work in this beautiful wee place we call Scotland and beyond. And I would like to say that as well, the community, which is growing beautifully. It's not just for Scottish people. I'm going to change the name of it actually to the Wild Energy Community. It's for people all over the world who are interested in wild medicine, because that's the way ahead. So please join, please support the movement. Let's get this job done. It's not going to happen. It cannot happen without you. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll probably be back on because I've got time just now. And I'll chat to you all soon. Huge love and hope.